where raw power, heavy timber, precision cutting, stump harvesting, forestry machines, and dangerous job site mistakes show how quickly control can decide the outcome. Ever wondered what happens when raw power meets poor planning? Watch as a simple job turns into chaos when a large tree is pulled without proper control. What should have been a basic task becomes a reminder that force without planning can create serious problems fast. It is genuinely surprising to see how much decay was hidden inside, while the outside still looked completely fine. That is why judging a tree only by its bark can be dangerous. Get out of there, guys. That impact came out of nowhere, and he never saw it coming. It is an unfortunate moment, and it shows how quickly a timber job can turn dangerous when people are too close to the action. This idea looks funny at first. There it goes, and then the whole scene lights up. Sometimes a plan seems harmless until the result starts moving faster than expected. Keeping it simple today with some satisfying land clearing. The way the machine pulls in brush and spits it back out as clean material is strangely calm to watch. Efficient, controlled, and clean, that is the appeal of good forestry equipment. The mighty sequoia has no chance against expert hands. With accurate cuts and careful calculation, it tips and thunders down. Raw nature is brought under control through pure skill, creating a powerful clash between force and craftsmanship. Bringing down a towering spruce starts with a precise cut, followed by the force of a 1.5-ton hydraulic jack. This is where true craftsmanship meets smart mechanical assistance. It is not just strength, it is controlled pressure applied at the right moment. This huge Oregon timber measures 5 feet 5 inches across the stump. That 395 saw was upgraded for a reason. It handles the 4.2-inch bar and this heavy leaner with serious confidence, cutting through massive wood without losing pace. This video shows the stump harvesting process in Finland, where advanced machinery is put to work with impressive efficiency. The equipment's precision and ability to process stumps cleanly is genuinely impressive. For land clearing and biomass work, this is the kind of machine power that changes the job. One man, one saw, and one ancient giant. This is not just cutting, it is a battle of nerves and steel. With every inch of bark in history falling away, the roar of the chainsaw cuts through the silence. There is no space for mistakes. Blink once, and nature can take control again.
Blink once, and nature takes back control.
Felling a monster Yulin tree is a brutal test for any logger and any chainsaw. This Borneo giant is hard, dense, and heavy enough to slow down the saw. One wrong move can trap the bar or shift tons of timber. Proper technique and safety equipment matter on a job like this. That reaction says everything. When a tree starts moving in a way nobody wants, everyone feels it instantly. In timber work, the sound of surprise often means the situation changed faster than expected. Cutting dead trees with heart rod is always uncertain because you never fully know what is happening inside the trunk. The outside can look solid while the center is weak, hollow, or ready to fail under pressure. Wow. How does this guy stay that calm while hanging 60 meters in the air? Watching those massive sections drop while he swings above the ground is incredible. It looks almost unreal, like a modern Tarzan working with total confidence. That kind of climbing work takes nerve, skill, and serious experience. In the heart of Strawberry Valley, a towering sugar pine more than 100 years old reaches its final moment. The chainsaw sings, the wedges drop, and nature shudders as the giant falls to the forest floor. This is man, machine, and muscle against time, bark, and legacy logging in its rawest form. Whoa, look at this. That massive cedar has just come down. Imagine the stories it could tell after centuries of storms and seasons in the forest. Now its journey continues, not as a standing tree, but as timber with a new purpose. From nature's giant hand to human use, the legacy continues.
Yeah. There she goes.
Big trees don't fall easy unless you've got the right saw.
Big trees do not fall easily unless you have the right saw and a wedge that understands its job. This professional runs a high-powered felling saw, lines up the hinge with tight focus, drives the wedge, takes a breath, and the whole hillside seems to listen. Precision power leaves no second chances. Oh my God. That tree clearly did not read the do not enter sign. It went exactly where it was not supposed to go. That was fast, and it shows how little time there is once the fall begins.
They called it the ultimate tree relocation.
They called it the ultimate tree relocation until gravity struck back. One wrong lean, and down it went. This was not just timber. It was a six-figure disaster moving in slow motion. You could say this was his luckiest day. Sometimes the difference between a close call and a disaster is only a few feet. The Tigercat 855C does not just cut trees. It grips, pulls, and stacks them with brutal control. That bunching head turns heavy timber into a clean workflow. But only trained professionals should ever work this close to active forestry machinery. Taking down a mature giant is not always destruction. It can be renewal. When a tree reaches its peak, it begins competing for light, water, and space that younger forest growth needs. Selective cutting helps keep the ecosystem stronger, allowing new growth to rise and the woodland to develop for the future. The fire flares fast, with almost no warning. In a moment like that, one mistake can remove the escape route. Safety checks are not optional in industrial work, they are survival. Dead trees are silent threats. Disturb them, and the danger can arrive instantly. They may stand calmly for years, then fail the moment force is applied. Even with gusts up to 90 miles per hour, the power is still on. In wind like that, even a century-old giant faces a hard battle to stay upright. Weather can turn a strong tree into a moving hazard very quickly. Come on, look at the math. Watch out. When 80% of the weight is leaning the wrong way, the result becomes much easier to predict. Gravity does not negotiate with a bad setup. Dealing with a widowmaker requires more than skill. It requires respect. His careful approach teaches a clear lesson about patience and judgment. Tension and compression inside wood can be unpredictable, and rushing the cut only makes the risk worse.
Great educational material for aspiring fellows.
Yeah! You were moving fast.
That 4.2-inch bar looks small compared to the size of this trunk. When the wood gets this thick, even serious saw equipment starts to look undersized. Stump removal takes serious effort, but the Tosa KK900 Kakura is built for excavators in the 1.6 to 2.2 ton range and tears through tough stumps with raw power and precision. Fast, efficient, and built for professional work, this machine makes land clearing look simple. No stump gets much of a chance here. This is classic West Coast falling at its best. The sheer scale of these old-growth giants demands respect, focus, and careful control from the first cut to the final drop. It turns out directional felling is not something you can treat casually. If the setup is wrong, the tree will show you immediately.
It
slipped earlier than planned, but he was ready, and everything was set up correctly. Preparation is what turns a surprise movement into a controlled outcome. Cutting a wind-damaged tree is always difficult. There is a lot of stored tension inside that wood, but he manages to bring it down exactly where it needs to land. That takes control, patience, and a clear understanding of how damaged timber reacts. Subscribe to Apex Industrial for more forestry machines, giant tree felling, stump harvesting, land clearing,